What's bad about this draft?
So I have currently got
Put my regular hat back on.
In round 2 and 3, 67 players who are graded in that range. So, and that's just my opinion. You know, people can say, well, what do you know? These are the players that I've watched, and that's how I have graded them. Now, that wouldn't be so bad because there's 60 odd picks going to go in that range. But I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players graded in round 1, which means that, a lot of those players that are graded in day 2 are going to go in the
pushed
first
up the board.
round.
There we go. Yeah.
Who are 3 of those 5 players, Rob?
3 of them. Caleb Downs, the safety at Ohio State. Arvell Reese, the linebacker at Ohio State, who was the best player in the draft, in my opinion. And then if you want the other 3, Jeremiah Love, the running back at Notre Dame, Spencer Fano, the right tackle at Utah, and Vega Ione, who is Penn State. Now, he would be towards the back end of round 1, but I would be comfortable taking him in round 1. And some other players will emerge. Carnell Tate's having an amazing year. You could convince me that a Francis Margoa or a Brian Parker could go in round 1. Kedrick Folk has got some physical talents at Auburn, as has Danny Dennis Sutton at Penn State. But the draft is not. We're gonna see so many players bunched up that I think by the time you get to the top of, I'd probably say around about pick 45, you're gonna start seeing teams thinking, we're going to take a 3rd round player here. And that's not where you want to be. And it's just going to get worse and worse. And I think by the time you get to rounds 4 and 5, which is fun enough, the 2 picks Seattle has just traded away, I don't think there's going to be much there. I genuinely think there's a chance that the picks that Seattle have just traded away, they might have ended up taking, maybe this is extreme and hyperbolic, I don't know. They might be taking priority free agents in that range. Because that's how thin this draft class is. And by the way, those players that I have said the 60 odd, I can't remember what the number was now because I've got clicked off. Those players that I've got in round 2 and 3, that includes 4 quarterbacks. 3 of them might not declare. There's other players in that group that may not. There's probably about 10 or 15 who are not obviously going to even be part of the next draft. So I was all like, today, if you'd have said to me, like, the Raiders have said, we've traded Max Crosby to the Seahawks and it's cost them their 1st and 2nd round pick next year. Even as someone who relies on writing a blog, I do it for a laugh, but I won't have anything to write about if they give away all the picks. I wouldn't have cared. I'd have been like, yes, it makes perfect sense. So I don't know how reassuring my opinion on the draft is going to be for anybody, but I'm completely comfortable with trading away a 4th and a 6th. And if they go into this draft, here's my prediction for next year. I don't think the Seahawks are going to have a 1st round pick in this draft. I think they're going to trade it away I think whatever they were trying to do over the last 48 hours, I think they were trying to do something bigger than this. I think they're going to come back to the table and try and negotiate with teams when the new league year opens. And I think that 1st round pick in 2026 from the Seahawks could easily be spent on a player who's playing for a different team right now.